Hey now, I'm back, and we're going to do a redux on the field trip because I only got to the head and neck, which was my purpose, because I'm trying to keep these shorter. That's why I did this. But I also want to finish up on this because you know my classes are 75 minutes long, and if I had to take you down to do chair stretching, we'd have done a longer session. So I'm going to do the larger muscle groups right now. That's why there's two sets of the field trip today. You guys are getting spoiled. But I appreciate the feedback from Marietta. You're going to get this, going to be a good one for you. I want you to try the best you can. Don't worry about it. And also I want to thank my son Paul for setting me up with this stuff. He's the genius behind my YouTube video. It's his equipment. He got me the channel because I don't know how to do any of this. So if I'm screwing up, it's my fault. If it's good, I thank my kid. And he's helped me out immensely. Okay, so that being said, and a little shout out to my son Tyler who lives on the Big Island. I want you to think of this as take your kid to work day. And get in here and do these stretches with me. I love you, son. Aloha. Stay safe. Big exhale. All right, today we're going to do the larger muscle groups, actually the joints, because I found most athletic injuries and soreness are in the connective tissue, ligaments, and tendons. So basically when we stretch, we want to keep those supple. If you're seated too long, they tend to shorten, and the blood flow is poor in the connective tissue as compared to the muscles. So basically what we want to do is stretch all of the joints, because my whole thing is about doing all the body parts. So I'll briefly go through the balance points. Probably cut my head off there, that's okay. Okay, level at the ankles, level at the knees, level at the hips, equal weight on both feet, level at the shoulders, head erect. Now watch, when I sit down, everything's still the same, except I put these 90-degree angles. So now we're going to do all the body parts on the joints in this one. So we're going to start, we've already done the head and the neck, and it's later in the day, so I'm going to skip the neck, although I always would start with the neck. Although you can finish with the neck, it doesn't matter. And we want to put the hands in there, but I gave you on purpose two lengthy ones on that, because those are areas often neglected, and they're often affected by the negative sides of technology and just life, that forward head. So here's where we're going to go next: shoulders. Nice. First of all, lift them up, drop them down with an exhale. Lift them up, drop them down. Roll the shoulders back. Very simple here. Nice smooth. You want to pay attention to nice smooth rotations. Don't move quickly. All right, get some synovial fluid in those joints. Here we go. This really looks like we're doing yoga. I like this. I always do this when my boss comes by. Here we go. Up, out to the side, squeeze the scapulae together. First 10 seconds nice and easy, then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze out the bottom. You get that nice feeling of relaxation. Let's repeat that. Here we go. Up, out to the side, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep breathing. Relax. Always big exhale. Here's one, a quickie that I'm going to give you. I call it getting slinky, and I think it's good for your brain too. So I'm going to roll this shoulder forward and this one back. Look at that. Oh, I am slinky. And watch this. Other way. Back, forward. Getting slinky on the other side. Very good. And I can hear stuff cranking around in there because I got old shoulders. Big exhale. Here we go. Push them out here. Big exhale. One back, one forward. Look, my body is square. Square. And I like to use the fingers a little bit. That way, you know, 2 for the price of 1. I'm getting some fingers and that. And watch this. I'm cutting it a little short because I got a lot to cover today. Now I rotate, keeping my head up erect. I'm getting the core involved. I'm getting some of those rotational muscles involved. Good, good. Moving on down. Big exhale. Sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to do that yoga lung cleanser, but I'm going to do it in this seated position. This is about fusion. This is why the class says fusion. And remember, fusion means Paul gets to do whatever he wants. Here we go. Slide it down. Comes up over the top. Don't forget, this is the first position right here. Come up over the top, squeezing this lung, opening this one up. Nice deep breath. Pull back to center. Big exhale. And for the most important word of all, balance, we're going to do the other side. I'm going to scoot out here a little. Down here. Up over the top. And if you can't get that arm up over the top, if you got a rotator cuff injury or some reason like that, just keep it right here. That's fine too. Both are acceptable. And nobody's watching. There's no yoga police at your house, I don't think, unless you are the yoga police. And relax. I throw this one in. It's a quickie. It's a boxer's exercise for when you're snapping those jabs. I'll put those elbows in here, roll that around, because we want to do all the joints. All the joints. Back the other direction. Good. There we go. Around here. We're going to hit all the joints today. And relax. Wrists we've done with our hands, that kind of stuff. Neck we've already done. Moving on down. Here's one, and the chiropractors say this is, I don't know if you believe in them or not, but body workers, anyhow, they say this is one of the 6 best back exercises you can do. We're moving on down, and I like it like this. Very similar to what we do standing. Ponytails and man buns towards the floor. Sometimes I reach back here a little bit like this. Here's 10 seconds easy, and then stretch. Also getting the hips here a little bit. Come back up Pilates style, roll it up, big exhale. Ooh, get a little lightheaded there, isn't that fun? All right, hands here, elbows together. We did this one standing, you can do it seated. And relax. Let's go here. We'll go for the hips a little bit. So I cross it here. If you can't get it crossed up here, some people maybe with disabilities can't, down here is okay. You're still putting a little angle on it. We're going to sit up nice and tall. I'm pushing down here just a little. I can feel that in my hip. Now I'm going to lean forward. That increases that stretch for that hip capsule. Leading with the sternum, don't be hunched over. You want to lean here, you get a nice good airway, breathing deep. And relax back. Let's switch sides. Here we go. Now you notice this side doesn't go as far. That's kind of normal because a lot of people will have one, and I'm included in that. It's probably one of the few places I'm normal. Lean forward. Nice, 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 nice. And relax. Also, which I forgot on the other side, but I'm going to get to it because I want balance. I'm going to rotate that ankle because that counts. Don't ignore that ankle. Back the other direction. And here's that little plantar fascia stretch. For a lot of plantar fascia problems, basically inflammation of that tissue. Thumb in here, pull the toes down. That releases the plantar fascia a little bit. You can rub that and get that blood flowing through there. And then I like to twist it a little bit too, so you get all those joints, even the toes, right? So you can twist that. Let's do the other side. I don't want to be forgetting that. I don't want to walk around out of balance all day. Now remember, the plantar fascia is what keeps the toes straight. It's a source of injury for many people. This is a little stretch for it. The thumb is in here. Fingers pull down, that releases it now, and it lets them relax a little bit. So you pump that blood in there, and roll them around a little bit like that. Okay, let's move on down. Big exhale. Sit up nice and tall. Compose yourself a little bit. Here we go. Leg out straight. Rotate torso, sternum towards the knee. And I can do it the way I did my chest expansion. I come back, forward, clasp wherever you naturally hit. Bring the head down, and now I'm starting to feel it along the back, the hamstrings, high up into the biscuits. And as I loosen up, I get into that developmental phase, I can go lower and lower and lower. How low can you go? Slide back, always moving with poise and control. Go to the other side, because we got two. Actually, you got four. Here we go. Sit up. Rotate. Sternum towards knee. Clasp. And slide back. Big exhale. Let's move on down here. This is another strengthener. It's very similar to the four-way neck, but we're going to do our put your hands on the sides of your knees. Now I'm going to work on my adductors and abductors. Adduction, and these are the muscles. Our quads and hamstrings are the prime movers. Our adductors and abductors are what allow us to balance. It kept us above the tall grass looking for predators. So that's what lets us stand upright. It definitely affects your balance, and hip problems are a lot. So this is for these. Hands on the outside, and then I'm going to go like this with my knees, but my hands aren't going to let it go. Here we go, and keep breathing, remember. Now I'm going to lean forward a little, but I'm not going to hunch forward. I'm going to lean forward, push the knees out, push the hands in, keep breathing. Release, always with poise and control, athleticism. Now we're going to go the other way. Going to squeeze together. That's the adduction. Adduction is here, abduction is here. Okay, I've got the hands in here. I'm going to squeeze together, and I'm going to be leaning forward at the chest. And release. Let's move on down. Ankles, we did them a little bit with the rotation. So here's ones I'm going to do. Roll them back and forth. Roll them back and forth. Roll them back and forth. And then up on the toes, up on the heels. Up on the toes, up on the heels. Up on the toes, hold and stretch, 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 stretch. Nice torso here. Relax it. Up on the heels. Good posture and relax. The human body works best when relaxed, but keep breathing, stretching and relax. Here's a couple other ones. These are called windshield wipers. So you want your feet in contact with the ground slightly. So I'm going to rotate them like this, but the key is in the knees. If I want to work my ankles, I don't want my knees going like that. So I'm going to keep my knees still, and I'm going to use this. And look, they're scraping the ground, getting my feet all dirty. That feels good. I like getting dirty. Windshield wipers, yeah, these are physical. Now watch, this one's very subtle, and what I'm doing is I'm rolling my ankles to the outside and then rolling them inside. Rolling them outside, rolling them inside. These are excellent for rehabilitation from sprained ankles, which are very common, especially if you're an athlete, okay? So you got to take care of those ankles because it's like the foundations of a house. You want to be level here as you go up. That makes sure everything's level all the way up. It's just common sense. I wouldn't lie to you guys much. Okay, here you go. Here's another one. This is the opposite one. One goes up, one goes down. One goes up, one goes down. One goes up, one goes down. Very good. So now we've got ankles. I've stretched my toes with the plantar fascia. I've gotten the adductors and abductors. I've gotten the piriformis with the stretch here. I've gotten side to side. I've gotten shoulders, and in just this very short amount of time, I have loosened up all of my joints, hopefully. Now that being said, next one we're going to go back to the grind with some more exercises, maybe a little Pilates, which I call German yoga. Basically, I'll get to that next time, but I want to give you one more breath, and it's the one I showed you the other day, what they call the 4-cycle breath. So a 2-cycle breath is exhale, inhale, or inhale, exhale, however you want to look at that. 4-cycle is exhale, hold empty, inhale, hold full, and that's called 4-cycle, or it could be called a square breath or a box breath. All of that terminology is pretty much the same. Now there's a variation of that 5-5-5-5 I showed you the other day, where you exhale 5, held 5, inhale 5, held full 5. So what this one is called, it's the same thing, but it's called a 4-4-6-2. And on this one, you exhale for a 4 count with the mouth, inhale for a 4 count with the nose, exhale with the mouth, 6 count, hold empty 2, and then start again with the inhale nose 4, hold full 4, exhale 6, hold empty 2, and repeat that. So the one I showed you the other day was 5-5-5-5. This one is called a 4-4-6-2. You'll figure it out because you're bright young folks. Great to be with you again today. It's a beautiful day. Stay disciplined. We're getting closer to where we're going to beat this thing that's keeping us at home. Although I like being at home. So anyhow, great to hear from you guys. Some of you have been sending me back that you're getting this and stuff. So hopefully we're going to make the end of the semester. Big exhale, and I'm going to go lay in the sun. See you guys next time.